And you know, fifth grade, this is a big deal because now you're saying, you know what, we have to be role models for the power of empathy. And you're up here saying, we're going to do this. This is our theme. Feeling how other people feel, being able to think about our words and our actions before we say that because we're thinking about other people's feelings. And that's a big deal. So fifth grade, I think what a great word to choose. Who is next up? Our speakers.
Empathy to me means to be able to show your kindness to others. Empathy to me is helping others when their feelings are hurt. Empathy to me is putting yourself in other situations and seeing how they feel.
What empathy means to me is put yourself in someone else's shoes.
To me, using empathy makes friendship stronger because you don't use hurtful words or actions. Empathy means thinking about others in order to make them feel good. Empathy means to be a terrific friend when someone is feeling sad. Hey, what are you talking about, guys? We're talking about what the school theme for this year means to us. But, what does that word spell? Oh, wait, it must be Freaky Friday. Hey, everybody, let's celebrate our school theme. Give me an E. E. Give me an M. M. Give me a P. P. Give me an A. A. Give me a T. T. Give me an H. H. Give me a Y. Y. What does that spell? Empathy.
So during our theme work, we also had a documentation crew who went around to all the different teams of people in fifth grade who were putting together, thank you, who were putting together how we're going to reveal this theme. There was the public relations crew, and raise your hand if you're in public relations, and they're back there. And can somebody from public relations come and tell us what your job was? Anybody? Yeah, come on up. If you want to tell us what your job was all about. Jacob's making his way up here. But the public relations crew, their job was to spread, how are we going to document this? How are we going to spread our theme around so that after this day, we won't forget it? Thank you, Jacob, for volunteering. I did not prep this whatsoever. What was your job?
Our job was to sort of spread, like, mainly to make posters about empathy, to like designs to spread it out to the public
And where will these posters go?
on doors.
On every single classroom door, and the nurse door, and the counselor door, and the principal door, and every specialist door, or co-curricular door in the entire school. And what does our theme, what do our poster say?
It says empathy is mentally putting yourself into someone else's shoes so you can take their feelings into consideration when you make decisions. Always try to show empathy throughout the year. You can show empathy at your homes, in your neighborhood, and when you are playing sports.
And this was developed by
fifth grade.
Awesome job, Jacob. Thank you. And then we had the decorations crew. So raise your hand if you're in the decorations crew, which we have not gotten to see their product yet. Can we have a person from decorations come up and share with us what your job was and what we will see after today? So we have Skylar and Macy, who worked so hard with their group. Tell us what you guys did.
We made posters that we're going to be spinning out in the hallway and outside. And they say the Walker School theme is empathy.
And you might even see you guys at dismissal today, is what I've heard, or sometimes we'll be spinning the theme outside during dismissal and carpool so that all parents can see too that our school theme lasts throughout the year. Is that right?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's give them a round of applause. Nice job, decoration. We had our speaker group who we saw and our skit group that we saw, and I'm missing a group. Who am I missing? Marketing. Where's marketing? Who was in marketing? Raise your hand if you'd like to come up and share what your job was in developing this school theme. Dominic, you want to come on up? We would love someone to come and just share what your job was in the marketing team. Marketing team was led by Dr. Martin. So Anna, what was the marketing team's job this week, or in the past 2 weeks?
We tried to make the school theme interesting for everybody.
So what did you do? What were you doing to make it interesting?
We made wanted posters.
It was you! And so the wanted posters and all the pictures about people stealing the theme? That was you, Dr. Martin? And took pictures of people pretending to steal? That was going to all that work, right? Investigating. I should have just come to you. Thank you, Anna. And then last we had our documentation team, and we're about to see the product of their work. But before we do, would a student from documentation come up and just share what your job was? Mr. Bradford's coming on up. Thank you. What was your job on the documentation team?
Our job was to make a slideshow after the skit and play to see the process and what all the groups went through.
And we're about to get to that right now. Thank you. So let's sit back and watch the process of how this theme was chosen. Students grouped off to create a sentence or two describing what the theme should do for our school. Words like inspire, lead, create, symbolize were listed among many of these. Tons of words were presented to choose from, but the fifth graders unanimously voted for what? Fifth graders were then split up into 6 groups. Decorations committee with Miss Carter. Marketing committee with Dr. Martin. There are those signs. Public relations committee with Mrs. Walsh. Presentation committee with Mrs. Arndt. skit committee with myself and Miss Nellen. And the documentation committee with Mrs. Seba. The fifth graders collaborated well during this process and hope that empathy will be exhibited by all students in the lower school this year. All right, so fifth graders, you have a big job this year is to be role models for this word that you have chosen. You have first, second, third, fourth graders looking up to you to be the example of what empathy is all about. So we look forward to such a wonderful year where we're all thinking about other people's feelings all the time.